guys, Isagare's action on the edge to avoid giving up the points was outstanding.
The scramble.
But then Bailey got right back to that same attack,
Chasing
and this
him
time he was
down.
able to finish.
Bailey shaking it off when it looked like he lost all chance.
I want to see the replay of this. This is really interesting. Isagare thought he would have had a point on that step out. They white paddled it, judge and chair. So we're going to probably get a look at that action, I would imagine.
Wow, so Illinois 62 now, junior titles. Both wrestlers come walking out. Here's an early replay.
That's where Isagare attempted that step out. That was real grounded.
Going for the single leg, long arm reach, and just the strength to pull that back in. Yeah, this is the scramble at the end. Doing the splits is Isagare.
Stays in bounds, and he may have maybe should have given up a point on the step out anyway. It makes sense that they wouldn't have given Isagare the point. They probably could have given Bailey a point on a step out there anyway.
Yeah, and I think if, there's a chance we would have seen a challenge brick too if that point stayed on the board, unlike instead of getting white paddled like it did. Just, man, happening so quick, rapid back and forth action. It's tough to keep track of. But, man,
absolutely.
Incredible performance. Both wrestlers. Lots to be proud of this tournament.
All right, so 138-pound finals. We got a Texan on the mat, Tagen Jamison. He is a graduate of Plano West High School. He's heading Minnesota. And his opponent in the blue, Casey Swinderski of Michigan. This should be a good one. Swinderski, number 7 in the country. Jamison, number 15.
And we're underway. Jamison in the red and white with the 2 knee pads. In the yellow shoes and the blue singlet, that's Swinderski.
Swinderski in the blue, going to be a senior at Dundee High School. His teammate Braden Davis already won a Fargo title earlier today.
Good throw by. Swinderski comes guns blazing. He's a high pace individual. Going to fit right in with Kevin Dresser's Cyclones.
He is. Tagen Jamison, no slouch in his own right.
Yeah, a lot of horsepower. Helping put Texas on the map. They got the numbers. Now they're going to start racking up more stop signs and accolades. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Seems the whole world's moving to Texas.
It does. And Tagen Jamison making the most of his performance at junior trials. He was 5th there. That's UWW junior, so an age class above this, but
nice ankle pick, but Jamison fights off. He's now got a 2-on-1. So we're going to see some caution soon. Wow, Swinderski blows the whistle as he hits a duck under, but he gets the passivity. It's always tough, who the passivity is going to go on. I think Swinderski had a little bit more in the action and activity department, but I think with these 2 guys as motors, I wouldn't worry about things coming down to activity points. But nonetheless, Swinderski goes on the clock. He's got 15 seconds to score, or else he'll concede a point. Attack by Swinderski, re-attack by Jamison. Now it's down to 5 seconds on the clock. Swinderski's going to let that expire and just focus on winning the next battle. One minute to go in the first period. That point's on the board for Jamison. He leads by the slimmest of margins.
This one of the deeper brackets in Fargo. Oh, nice attack.
Beautifully timed. Swinderski was keeping Jamison on his toes, but then found an opening. Gets 1 point with that single leg. Was looking for a second. He did a little trap foot action.
Great attack there from Jamison. Mentioned really deep bracket, 138 pounds. both Swinderski and Jamison.
What are some of the other names that these guys had to battle through?
Tagen Jamison's semifinals came against Kimo Lea, who super tough guy, big move potential out of California. Beat Blaine Brenner before that, and now Jamison in another attack.
Ooh, he wraps up both legs that time. Looking for a clean finish into the quad pod. Somehow did not go down. I think an elbow hit just now for Swinderski. So there Jamison gets the takedown that eluded him earlier. 3-point lead over number 7 in the nation, Casey Swinderski.
That'll take us into the break. Yeah, Jamison, another one of these seniors who's already graduated, moving on, that we've seen. That's been a little more common this year. Guys missed out on the opportunity last year and also missed out on a lot of wrestling competitions potentially this year. So we've got Tagen Jamison here. We had a graduated senior in Drake Ayala who won his bracket. We already saw at 120 pounds Lily, who was a senior, and at 113.
Yeah, it's what's making this tournament so deep.
It's helping for sure.
And Swinderski has a deep coaching staff. He's got 2 multiple-time All-Americans, Nick Simmons, who we saw earlier, and Dave Habit, who very nearly qualified for the Olympics wrestling for Slovenia, but he's also a NCAA finalist at Edinburgh. That's some firepower in his corner. Second period, almost 30 seconds deep. 3-0 lead for Jamison. This would be an upset, not a huge one, but if Jamison can hold on, Swinderski the favorite on paper.
Absolutely.
Jamison staying on the attacks. Swinderski wrestles out of him. Jamison can keep that pace up. Swinderski is going to have to figure out some alternative strategies. There's some heavy hands. Jamison kind of came across with a left hand.
Look at it talking to it. You know, Spey, I just noticed the back of the Texas Singlets has the old come and take it sign.
That's a good.
Big Second Amendment fans.
Big Second Amendments. One of these days, Texas will also get around to supporting the Third Amendment, the greatest of all the amendments.
Under 2 minutes to go.
So minute 45 to go. Time for Swinderski to work. As it's getting a little chippy out there with the clubs, but so far everything kosher.
90 seconds to go. Ooh, Swinderski.
How about reaching for that ankle pick? Timed it perfectly. Now it's just a 1-point match. Can Swinderski get something going on parterre? And they'll go out of bounds. They'll go, let's see, no caution in 1 for fleeing.
Nick Simmons was hoping for it.
Yeah, and I can see why he called it. He had a trap arm. Jamison freed his arm, but in doing so, kind of lunged towards the boundary.
Certainly did.
I thought they'd restart in parterre, but they did not call the fleeing. So back up to their feet.
3-2 lead. Swinderski has gotten to that ankle pick. He's shown the ability to score. We'll see if he goes back to that attack. Nice shot, though, by Jamison.
And he needs some horsepower to muscle this one up. He gets to his feet, but Swinderski stops him, looking for a little extra point. Will go a long way if he can get a step out. Swinderski's heels at the boundary, manages somehow to get back in bounds. They both peek at the clock, 45 seconds to go. It's coming down to the wire here. Great bout. These guys battling.
Throughout the match, you've talked about the pace of both these guys, and you can see their stances coming a little. We'll see if pace is a factor late. 30 seconds to go.
Snap down. Swinderski was looking for an angle there. I think he wanted that one. Reaching for an ankle this time, Jamison was ready. Gets into short offense. We got a little bit of a singlet pull. And now Jamison muscles up a single leg. Swinderski, good job fighting through. He can't waste time in these scrambles. Swinderski's back in on a single leg. Or Jamison, I should say. Now he's got Swinderski up in the air. That's going to ice it. 5 seconds to go. Swinderski bellies out. And Tagen Jamison, how about the great state of Texas getting a stop sign?
That's the way you want to finish a Fargo match. You know, sometimes you just got to win anyway, prevent the guy from scoring. But for Tagen Jamison to get in on that shot and finish it, that's got to feel good. Super impressed with his performance here. Swinderski disappointed, but no reason to hang his head. He was outstanding throughout the tournament.
I'll be honest, Swinderski is one of the guys I circled coming into this tournament just because his matches are always so exciting. They're so hard fought. This was no exception. So credit to Tagen Jamison coming back out after graduating high school, getting it done, representing the Lone Star State. There's his stop sign. That'll look good in the trophy case.
It sure will. 138-pound national champ. And we are going to have a break here in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at these replays. That's the end of the match, looks like. And there's that ankle pick.
That was the cleanest of all the finishes. It just wasn't enough for Swinderski. That's the icer right there. Put it away. There's the flex. Texas with a junior national champ.
Yeah, outstanding. Who's number